Hey, how are you doing? I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? I'm fine, thanks. And you? Do you frequently get caught into this accidental conversation loop? Hi, I'm Prashant, a learning enthusiast, and you are listening to the Relearning Podcast. And today I'm making an attempt to touch on few nitty-gritties of conversation skills. When you're preparing for a job interview, it's extremely important to dress nicely, be polite, and act enthusiastically. And definitely don't be yourself. In fact, that is the worst advice, especially when it comes to job interviews or any form of interviews. Come to think of it, you are never really the same person. From moment to moment, you're changing every moment. We all have our moods, and we all know that we react and behave differently to similar situation with different people at different times. There are just too many variables. So to be honest, being yourself doesn't really make sense. Basically, fake it till you make it. Putting your best foot forward doesn't mean you are being dishonest. In fact, one would realize unexplored traits about himself. People who have challenged with conversations often say, "But what do I talk about?" It's very easy. Rephrase this question to, how do I get the other person to talk about things that interest him or her? Most important, learn how to listen and respond appropriately if you want to get along with the person. And don't be a conversation killer. There is a notorious saying that besides love, it's the common dislike that keeps a relationship alive, which means identify the common interest areas to speak about. My favorite conversation topics are around food, movies, pets. In fact, these are great conversation starters. These are also called as small talks. Often you'll find people talk about weather, traffic, latest news, etc. All these are small talks. Studies have shown that no matter what people say, they prefer likable people over competent people. And one of the easiest ways to make yourself likable is by simply making people feel good. And that's done by giving a sincere compliment and asking for advice, which means you will have to listen and listen really, really well. Keep the conversation going, don't dominate a conversation, and don't be a non contributor either. You can add value to a conversation by complimenting an observation, asking a question that's on everyone's mind, or giving a fresh perspective. In fact, that's how you can join an ongoing conversation too. One small fact, people love talking about themselves, and if you ask the right question, you would be able to hold a very good conversation. So, in summary, don't be yourself, get other person talking about what interests them. Always start with a small talk and find common interest areas. Listen and listen really well to offer sincere compliments and ask for advice. Keep the conversation going and ask people about themselves. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Do share this episode and podcast with your friends, rate and review wherever possible, subscribe and follow the show on the various social media platforms. That's how you can support the Relearning Podcast. Until next time, this is Prashant. Keep conversing. Bye.